Bachmans here, Supply Chain Dynamics, Chapter 11, Virtuous and Vicious Cycles and ERP Implementation. Sysdea Gameplay 3, Interfunctional Communication and Collaboration. Indeed, communication and collaboration between different business functions is so between purchasing, production, sales, engineering, what have you, is a core process, is a core element of this model. It was in the analysis and in the feedback loops also one of the key reinforcing feedback loops. Better collaboration leads to more willingness, leads to better communication, vice versa. Here in this sector, it's mapped basically as a information delay. There is an overall willingness to collaborate, which starts off, well, in this historical case, not so high at the level of 5. Indeed, the idea was that not everybody who was in the team was so eager to collaborate, and also their managers weren't so eager to collaborate in this process. That's the way it was. But it can grow, and it does indeed grow after a while here, but not spontaneously. Because it is an information layer, so that means there's a current willingness to collaborate, there's an overall and there willingness, and there is a smoothing process happening up here, where the difference between the two is adjusted over some time. So this is a running average, you could say, of the current willingness to collaborate. Current willingness to collaborate is a function with a number of multiplications. We take the reference willingness of people, and in this model we assume that, well, people in general are fairly willing to collaborate on a scale of 1 to 10 at a 7, but that's multiplied by a couple of other things. Also the effect of communication on willingness, so how intensive communication takes place. There is again a base case, a base level, a reference communication quality, but communication quality comes from up here also the collaboration intensity. So we'll see that in a second. But anyway, the communication, the better the communication, the more people understand each other, and the better they will collaborate. This has to do with the project team members, they are bosses, they are in management, and that's this sector that we'll see later on, has also a satisfaction with progress overall. And if your boss is not so happy with you collaborating in it, you will ask, well, why don't you spend time on something important? And you will be less inclined to collaborate. On the other hand, if your boss is really enthusiastic, you know what to do if you want to be the boss's pet or favorite or whatever. So all these effects are included. That's some non-linear functions. Here, this is the satisfaction. That's over here. So if satisfaction is at a 6, then there will be no effect. It's around 1. If you want to see it more precise, around here. If it's more than if it's like 6 or 8, and then the boss's opinion does count. And if it's less than 6, then there will be some subtle pressure to do a little bit less. The same is true for communication. That's this function, COW. And there too, if there is more high quality communication, then there will also have a positive effect on willingness, again equaling at the level of 6, which in the Netherlands is just about enough. Is satisfactory, I think, would be the equivalent. So the 6 gets you past, but it doesn't really increase this a whole lot. And what you see in the model, we'll see that is also that the model starts off with a gradual decline, and then up here there's an intervention from management and things start building up. Willingness to collaborate leads to more collaboration, indeed. But there's also a switch here, collaboration mode, which is switched on endogenously in the next section by management when they're really dissatisfied with progress. Else it's simply the willingness to collaborate. But if that switch is on, so if that's 1, then it's no longer the willingness to collaborate, it's simply max collaboration because the boss is telling you to collaborate. And that then has this feedback on willingness to collaborate indeed. That's the sector, very important sector of interfunctional collaboration and